What's up, gentlemen? So the other day, I bent over to put on my underwear and heard...
Your butt is hairy. Ew.
Yeah. Gentlemen, today, we're talking about butt hair. And as a dude, what should you do? Should you shave it? Should you trim it? Or should you rock it and embrace it? And if anybody's got a problem with your hairy butt, you can say, pucker up, baby, and kiss my hairy ass. When it comes to butt hair, there are two areas that we got to address, we got to talk about. They are the cheeks and the crack. So I'm going to break this video up into three very important parts. Part number one, we're going to talk about the removal options out there. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of each. The second part, I'm going to tell you how I manage my butt hair and the steps that I actually take, the products that I use. The third part, I'm going to tell you exactly why you should be manscaping your ass. And so in terms of butt hair removal options, the first one we got to talk about is laser hair removal, all right? Now, the upside to laser hair removal, it's permanent. The laser hair removal, it's pretty simple. You make an appointment, you go in and you buy a package of sessions, all right? You're typically going to need like 4 to 8 different sessions in order to actually completely stop the hair from growing. Laser hair removal is best for dudes with dark hair. So if you've got like peach fuzz on your butt cheeks, it's not as effective. And the reason is because the laser, it targets the dark pigment. And so the darker the hair, the better the result. The second option is wax, all right? You can actually go into a place and get a waxing, or you can actually do it yourself. Nair sells these like waxing strips. The way that it works, right? You peel them apart, put the strip on the hairy butt, right? Smooth it down, and then boom! Waxing is quick, it's easy, and it's relatively painless when we're talking about the cheeks. Now, the crack, yeah, that's a different animal altogether, all right? There's a lot more finesse that goes into waxing the crack because you got to avoid the rosebud. So what I'd recommend, if you're somebody who is interested in having a wax treatment, maybe go in and see somebody to actually do it. Now, the downside to that is that you've got to let somebody look at your butthole. Or you can ask your mom to help, no? What? The next option is depilatory creams, all right? Creams that are designed to actually remove the hair. All right, the way that these work, they got like chemicals in there. You take it out, you squeeze it into your hand, and then you lather up your cheeks, also the crack, avoiding the rosebud. After 5 to 10 minutes, get a damp washcloth and actually wipe off the areas, and then hop in the shower to rinse your cheeks and crack thoroughly. The downside to hair removal creams is that if you leave them on too long, you can like injure yourself. You can also break out, you can get a rash. Now for me, I get the same reaction using a hair removal cream as I do shaving with a razor. I get terrible ingrown hairs and bumps. Which brings us to shaving. I would not recommend that you shave your butt, period. The reason is because when the hair actually starts to regrow, it is crazy. And when I say crazy, I mean, it is so uncomfortable. I have never been more miserable than when I decided to shave my butt cheeks and my butt crack. And the reason is because when those hairs started to grow back, it was like I was sitting on a porcupine. My cheeks, right? The hairs were like digging into opposite cheeks. I ended up having to get like a sock and sticking it between my cheeks and walking around. 3 days, I walked around with the sock jammed between my butt cheeks just so it wouldn't irritate and dig in. Which brings us to the final option and the one that I personally prefer. Now, I've tried everything except laser hair removal for my butt, and I always come back to using my beard grooming tool on my cheeks. I also will use this on my crack. Now, in terms of what trimmer is going to be best, I have tried a ton of different trimmers over the years, and I always come back to my beard grooming tool, Brio. Personally, you don't need a separate trimmer for your body. If you've got a Brio, guys, that you use on your face, use this on your body. And the beautiful thing about the Brio, guys, is that you can actually adjust the blade down, creating skin-safe technology. But if you are somebody who just wants a smaller trimmer specifically for manscaping, Brio also sells this, which is the Access, just for size comparison, right? It's a small trimmer. The other beautiful thing about this, you don't ever need to replace the blades. That's one of the craziest things that I've seen with some of these other grooming tools. Guys, if you're buying a high-quality product, you don't have to replace the blades. Both the Brio Beardscape and the Access trimmer have titanium rakes. They also have ceramic blades. Guys, these two products are the best I've ever used, and I've tried Norelco, I've tried Manscaped. I'm not an expert in many things, but grooming tools happens to be one of them. My old favorite was the Norelco. I used to love Norelco, right? And then I got a Brio. Guys, if you missed the video I did where I compared side by side, unsponsored, the Brio Beardscape with the Norelco, my previous favorite, I'm gonna link to that video down below. In that video, it shows you exactly why the Brio Beardscape is the best grooming tool on the market, period. Because the Beardscape can be used on your entire body, but it is also the baddest ass best beard grooming tool on the market. It comes with a bunch of different attachments, so you can rock at different lengths. You also have micro adjustments, all right? These adjustments are clutch, right? Because you have complete control over your grooming experience. If you don't have one, guys, right now is the time to grab one, because the all black, super sexy, murdered out version is in stock, guys, and they are selling them at an insanely ridiculous price. I have no idea how they sell this product for the price that they do compared to all the other things, all the other tools in the market, but the fact is they do, and right now, guys, they are offering you an even better deal. There's a link down below to go grab a new Brio Beardscape. Guys, these things are amazing, but you better hurry because they always sell out. These new super sexy ones are amazing. The OG old school ones also sexy, but I personally think the all black version is a little better. And if you want to check out the Brio Access, guys, I'm going to also link to that down below. But remember, they do sell out, so if you're interested, you better grab it before they go. I use the Manscaped like just on the floor, right? I put a towel down and I do my thing all over it, right? But it was a pain in the butt, and then I'd have to go out and shake a pubic towel. I manscape once a week in the shower, all right? But not when the shower is running. What I do is I'll get my grooming tool, I'll get into the shower. I also will typically get a handheld mirror. Why do I have a handheld mirror with a stand? The reason is because if I put this on the ground, mirror on the bottom of the shower, adjust and straddle, right? What? Exactly, right there, gentlemen. You can totally like see and check out what you're doing. It's perfect. Once a week. I trim my butt once a week. I also trim the rest of my body hair once a week. All right, it's important to develop a grooming routine. This routine is something that you do each week at the same specific time, all right? So on that day, I'll manscape my chest, I'll do my arms, I'll do my balls, I'll do my butt, I'll do everything at once. That way, nothing catches you off guard. It's like, oh, I trimmed my pubes 3 weeks ago, but my butt, oh my God, it's been a month. This is what happened to me the other day. I neglected my butt for a little while, as in about a month, and my wife noticed that my butt and my crack was a little hairier than normal. How I do it, gentlemen, each cheek gets the treatment. Start on the outside of the cheek, go up to the top, and then move over, right? It's just like mowing the lawn, except when you get to the center, then what I want you to do is actually grab one cheek, gently open it, and just gently get in there. And boom, other side, right? Same thing, up here, up here, up here. Don't forget about that patch of hair like above your crack. So now, gentlemen, let's talk about why I trim my butt hair and why I think each and every one of you should manage that furry ass. Reason number one is I personally think it looks better. Aesthetics, gentlemen, it's all about the aesthetics. If you're hopping out of the bed, that spicy senorita's checking you out, right? What do you want? You want a butt that's all furry and hairy? Or are you like, yo, check it out. It is smooth, it is clean, and you want to spank it. It looks better. Now, in terms of the crack, here's where the technical stuff happens. Technically, the reason why I don't like a hairy butt crack is because A, I sweat less, and B, it's cleaner. By cleaner, let me explain. So as you know by now, we all poop, right? After you drop a deuce, you gotta clean yourself. Now, unless you've got a bidet or you're like just hopping into the shower and doing one of those actions, you gotta wipe, right? And even if you're using wet wipes, the more hair you have, the more like you gotta like get in there, and the more like you gotta wipe, potentially irritating yourself, causing you to get like monkey butt. There's nothing worse than monkey butt. You know what I'm talking about? It's like kind of like it just like it hurts, right? It burns a little because you're irritated, right? There's a lot of stuff going on, and if you add the hair into the mix, gentlemen, it's like a hairy, meaty mess. Not to mention, after you get done, you feel like more aerodynamic. You know, like when you're a little kid and you put on new shoes and you're like, yo, check me out. You feel like you run faster. You're fast. You're aerodynamic. At least that's how I feel, right? It feels incredible. And when you go and drop a deuce, right, and you clean yourself, it is like squeaky clean, super fast. Gentlemen, the deal is this. Butt hair, it happens. I got it. You got it. How you handle it, that's actually what we're here talking about. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop me one of these and be like, yo, Alpha, I can't believe we're talking about butt hair.